October 27th. I was awakened by a scratching on the back door. I went to it and pushed my hatch open. Greymalk was sitting before it, waiting. It occurred to me that I can't tell when she's smiling either. I checked the sky, which was cloudy with blue breaks. "Good morning," I said. "Good morning, Snuff. Did I wake you?" I stepped outside and stretched. Yes, but I was oversleeping, so thanks. "How are your aches and pains?" "Much improved. Your own?" "Better." "Yesterday was pretty quiet," I said. "For a change." "Last night was a different matter." "Oh, what did you mean?" "Then you haven't heard about the fire?" "Fire? No! Where? What happened?" "The good doctor got burned out. It's still smoldering. I took a walk early this morning and I smelled it. Went over and watched for a long time. His storm finally stopped when the place caved in." "Is he all right? And the other fellows? Did they get out?" "I don't know. I'm not sure they did, though. I didn't see him." "Maybe I ought to sniff around a bit." "Might be a good idea." We headed off in that direction. It was odd, coming on the place without a storm raging overhead. The house was blackened and still smoky, its roof and its 3 walls fallen, the ground dark with ashes and debris and the stinging effects of the heat all about it. Off to the west, to our right, as we approached, the barn stood unscathed. The ground everywhere near us was wet to the point of squishiness from the deluge that had descended upon us in the past weeks. We circled the burnt place slowly, peering into it. Past charred beams and fragmented walls, I could make out banks of broken equipment far below. The smell from the fire and the dampness of the earth made it impossible for me to detect any useful sense in the vicinity. I told Greymalk this, and she said, "Then you can't tell me whether the good doctor or his assistants escaped or perished?" "I'm afraid not." We went off to take a look at the barn, and as we departed the ravaged area and neared that structure, I did pick up a fresh scent. Very fresh. Just ahead, I broke into a run. "What is it?" Greymalk asked. There was no time to respond to her. I glimpsed the rounding corner of the building. I raced that way. He saw me coming, realized that I could move a lot faster than he could, and dashed inside one of a number of wooden crates strewn there. I approached the crate and stuck my head inside, fangs bared. Bobo crouched in the farthest reaches. "Remember what they say about cornered rats," he said. "We can be nasty." "I'm sure," I replied. "But what's the point? No one wants to hurt you." "You were chasing me." "I wanted to talk to you." "Yeah, so you brought along a cat." "I can let you talk to her if you don't want to talk to me." I started to withdraw. No, wait! I'd rather talk to you." "All right, I just want to know what happened here." "There was a fire." "I can see that. How'd it get started?" "The experiment man got mad at the good doctor, and he started wrecking the lab. Sparks from some of the equipment set the place burning." "The experiment man. You know, the big fellow the good doctor put together from all those parts his assistant dug up for him." I recalled the smell of death, and I began to understand. "What happened then?" I asked. "The experiment man ran out and hid in the barn, as he always does after an argument. I got out, too. Then the place burned down." "Did the good doctor and his assistant get out in time?" "I don't know. When I went back and looked later, there was no way I could tell." "What about the experiment man? Is he still in the barn?" "No. He ran away later. I don't know where he is." I backed up. "I'm sorry." I withdrew my head from the crate. Greymalk immediately moved nearer and asked, "Was the good doctor an opener or a closer?" "Please," he said, "let me be. I'm just a simple pack rat. Snuff, don't let her have me." "I've already eaten," she said. "Besides, I owe you courtesy as a fellow player." "No, you don't. It's over. Over." "Just because your master's dead doesn't mean I should treat you as anything other than a player." "But you must know. You must. You're toying with me. Cats are that way. I'm not a player. I never was. Have you really eaten recently?" Yes.
Oh, that's worse. You'll toy more.
Shut up a minute.
See, there goes the courtesy.
No, be still. I'm starting to get angry. What do you mean you were never a player?
Just that. I saw a good thing and I decided to jump aboard.
You better explain.
I told you, I'm just a pack rat. But I used to hear all of you folks talking Nightwind, Quicklime, Cheater. You and Snuff, I lurked about my business. I got the idea pretty quick. There was some sort of strange game going on. And you were all players. You all had it pretty good. You left each other alone, even helped each other sometimes. So I decided to learn as much about your game as I could and figure out how I could pass for one of you. I realized pretty quickly you all had pretty weird mistresses and masters. Then I knew I could do it. After all, I'd been hanging around the good doctor's place already for leftovers from his work. So I let him that he was in the game and made you think I worked for him. Sure enough, I got respect and decent treatment from the rest of you. It made life a lot easier. Oh, what a tragedy, that fire. It's going to be rough spending winter in that barn. But rats are adaptable. Wait, be still.
Snuff, Grey Malk looked at me. Do you realize what this means?
Yes. There was no secret player. What it was is that I had one player too many in my calculations. The good doctor must have just come here seeking a little privacy for his work.
And that explains why the divinations about him were always ambiguous.
Oh, of course. I'll have to do some new figuring soon, but
thank you, Bubbo. You know what? You helped me. You helped me quite a bit.
Grey Malk moved away from the crate and Bubbo peered out. You mean I can go? I was feeling generous, happy even, at the final piece for my puzzle. And he did look kind of pathetic. You can come with us if you like. You don't have to live in that barn. You can stay at my place. It's warm, and there's plenty to eat. You really mean that? Sure, you've been a help. Of course, you do live near a cat. Grey Malk made her laughing sound. You gave us professional help. I'll leave you on my professional courtesy list. All right, I'll do it. He emerged, and we headed back